You ever get a full list of scholarships and then freeze? You have no idea what to do. You have no idea what to write. You want to stay tuned to this video because we are going to be talking about how to write to win your scholarship essays. My name is Tanika Mangum, and I am the founder of Paid for College, which is all about helping you to avoid crazy student loan debt. So today's topic is about scholarship essays, but not just scholarship essays. It's how to write to win scholarship essays. I'm going to share with you all the tips to help you move from freeze to action to winning. That's right. Everything I'm going to share with you today is all about how to win actual money to go to school through scholarship essays. So let's get started. If you saw, then the WIN is actually an acronym, and you're probably wondering what the acronym stands for. WIN stands for all of the principles and goals and the 3 things you need to keep in mind when you're writing your scholarship essay. The first is W, which stands for witness. Witness means to have evidence and to have proof. So for example, if I say to you, tell me something about yourself, and you say, I'm a hard worker, I could just believe you, or I'm gonna need to see some proof, right? What makes you a hard worker? Why do you say you're a hard worker? Why do you say you're caring? Why do you say that you like to help people? What have you done in the last 4 years or up to this point that gives us, the reader, remember the reader of the person who's reading your scholarship essay, a picture of you actually showing proof that you are what you say you are. So when you're talking about witnessing, you want everything to make sense. And so it's your job to brag. This is your time to not be humble. Okay, I'm sorry, Kendrick Lamar, but this is not the time to be humble. This is the time for you to shine, for you to share everything that you have done in a way that is very direct and also very helpful for the reader. In order to do this, you're probably wondering, well, yes, that makes sense, but I don't even know what I'm supposed to include. No worries. I have created a simple system for you to follow. It's called the Witness Proof Sheet. The Witness Proof Sheet allows you to write down everything that you've done in your last 4 years. So if you're a high school senior, if you're a high school junior, even if you're a sophomore or a freshman, whatever you've done in the last 4 years, you want to brain dump, okay? This is the time where you don't think about, oh, maybe I shouldn't put it. Oh, I don't know if it's good enough. Leave that all out on the table. We are putting it on the paper on our witness proof sheet. The witness proof sheet, it has 4 categories. And the 4 categories, believe it or not, are the 4 categories of essay questions that you are going to see no matter what. I think this is one of the greatest secrets. I'm a person who always reads scholarships, always read scholarship essays, and I tend to see a trend of the type of questions that they ask. These are the top 4 sections or the top 4 categories of questions that you are going to be asked in a scholarship essay. The first is your major or your interest. What do you plan to major in? And why are you interested in it? This is the section where I don't want you just to write what your major is going to be. I want you to write who's inspired that. Why do you want to get into that major? What has inspired you? What have you already done that's related to the major that makes you say, this is a perfect fit for me? The second section is going to be about leadership and involvement. Your leadership and involvement is everything you've been involved in your last 4 years. So you're going to look back your last 4 years. What have you done? You're going to put everything down, no matter if it was big or small, if you had a little part or a big part, it doesn't matter. Anything that says I was an active member of, or maybe I've held a leadership position in, or maybe I've got an award for, you're going to put down in this section. The third section is community service. In this section, I want you to write down every type of community service that you've done, every volunteer effort that you have made in your last 4 years. Some of you might be attending in high school where it's required for you to do community service in order to graduate. You want to put all of those things that you've done on that document. And some of you might not. And you say, hey, I still been involved and I still volunteered. You want to put everything out on this section. And the final section is your accomplishments and your lessons learned. Listen, this is the section where you get to feel good, right? This is the section where you say, these are all of the top things that I feel that I'm most proud of. And also, these are all of the lessons or the things that have challenged me or helped me grow throughout my last 4 years. You're gonna put all of that on the paper. So set your timer, 15 minutes. You can actually pause the video right now and go and do that section first. Okay, so the next section is I. I stands for inspire, which is to create a positive feeling. We have to remember the scholarship reader doesn't know you. So you have one job to make sure that what they're reading leaves a positive impression. So when we talk about inspiration, you talk about people who inspire you, it always means that they have something positive that's relatable to you. It could be through a type of adversity that they've been through, or maybe they persevere through very difficult times, or maybe they are just about service and helping others and you just love their heart. Whatever that is, you also have that. You also are inspiring. And so this is the section where you get to talk about all the things that make you inspiring. So I want you to go back to your witness proof sheet and I want you to circle every single thing in each section. So you're gonna go section by section: majored interests, leadership involvement, community service, outcomes, and lessons learned. And you're gonna go to each of those sections and you're going to circle everything that started with an adversity or met perseverance or determination for you, or was an evidence or a proof of service by you. So you're going to go to each section, you're going to circle all 3 of those. These are the things that make you inspirable. So you want to go back and do that right now. We are on letter N. N means noteworthy, which means you want to be memorable. Again, the scholarship reader doesn't know you, and if you just come up with something boring, how am I going to remember you? This is the time where you get to be creative. This is your time where you get to really tell your personal story. The reason why a lot of students struggle with writing scholarship essays is because they're writing something that's really based on just information, how I share information. Hey, I got this GPA, I've been involved in these sports, I've been blah, 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 right? And honestly, to the reader, it's like this, right? And we've seen too many of them. But what stands out is a personal story attachment to it. So you want to make sure that whatever you write is coming from a place of personal experience. In other words, I shouldn't be able to take your name off of it, write somebody else's name on it, and it'd be the same thing. I need to know it's coming from you. I need to know it's your personal story. Something that is gonna make the reader say, I want to continue reading this, makes me want to advocate for you, and more importantly, makes me want to give you the bag, okay? So you want to make sure that it is memorable. Now, how do I make sure that it is memorable? Well, there's 3 things for certain. You want it to be error-free. Error-free means there should be no grammar or no spelling errors. There shouldn't be an essay that mentions another scholarship organization. No, this is error-free. Take the time to review whatever you're writing before you submit for any of those errors. The second thing that you want to look for is the little details. Is it clear in thought? Am I rambling on? Do I have transition words like therefore, however, likewise, although? Any of those words that make me follow you while I'm reading about what you're going to say next. So use your transition words. Make sure your information is clear of thought, you're not rambling. The final thing to make sure that you are noteworthy is that you want to tell your personal story. This means you might add a name in there, or you might add a date, or you might a time or a personal story in about how it made you feel or what you were going through at that moment or what you've learned. So you want to make sure that you keep the personal story at the forefront of every scholarship essay that you write. Listen, after I read your essay, I should learn more about you. I should feel like, hey, I either know this person or I want to absolutely advocate for this person to get this scholarship. You want the person to feel as if this is a person I want to stand by to help them onto their next educational endeavors. Thank you so much for tuning in to Paid for College. This is the page that you want to keep in mind. So subscribe, hit that button, like, send us some comments. Tell us what other things you want to know. I hope this is helpful for you. Let us know if it was. The proof worksheet is actually in the bio. So go ahead and click on it so that way you can start today. To what? Right to win. Have a great day.